The air crackled with nervous energy. It was our first day in anatomy. We were all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed med students, excited but terrified. The anatomy lab was our new battleground. This was where we would learn the intricate map of the human body. The weight of it all was immense. The scent hit us first. Formaldehyde, sharp, sterile, unforgettable. Rows upon rows of tables filled the room, and on them, draped in blue sheets, lay our very first patients. Cadavers. Real human beings who had donated their bodies to science. It was humbling, and more than a little frightening. These were people who had lived, loved, laughed. Now, they were our silent teachers, our guides to the most complex machine on Earth. The first incision was the hardest. My hand trembled as I picked up the scalpel. It felt cold and unforgiving against my skin. Doubt clouded my mind. Could I really do this? But as I made the cut, a strange sense of calm washed over me. This wasn't about fear or disgust. It was about respect, about unraveling the mysteries hidden beneath the skin. Each layer we peeled back was a revelation. Muscles, tendons, arteries, all meticulously arranged, a symphony of form and function. The human body was no longer a theoretical diagram in a textbook. It was real, tangible, awe-inspiring. We were holding the very essence of life in our hands, and with every passing day, the fear gave way to fascination. Anatomy was a relentless beast. We spent hours hunched over our cadavers, textbooks strewn around us like fallen leaves. We traced the paths of nerves, memorized the names of bones, debated the origins and insertions of muscles. It was overwhelming, exhilarating, and exhausting. There were moments of frustration, of course, times when I felt completely lost, like I was drowning in a sea of Latin terms and anatomical structures. But then there were the breakthroughs, the moments when something finally clicked, when a complex pathway suddenly made sense. We celebrated each other's victories, big or small. We were in it together, this motley crew of aspiring healers, united by our shared passion and our shared struggles. We learned from each other, leaned on each other, and laughed with each other, often hysterically, as a way to cope with the emotional weight of it all. Anatomy was more than just a class. It was a rite of passage, a journey of self-discovery. It taught us about the human body, yes, but it also taught us about ourselves. It taught us about resilience, about compassion, about the fragility and the resilience of life. We learned to face our fears, to push our limits, to find humor in the darkest of places. We learned the importance of teamwork, of empathy, of approaching each patient with humility and respect. As we stood on the precipice of our medical careers, we carried with us the lessons learned in the anatomy lab. We carried the memories of our first patients, their silent sacrifice forever etched in our hearts. We carried the knowledge that beneath the surface we are all connected, a complex tapestry of bones, blood, and beating hearts. And we carried the responsibility to use this knowledge wisely, to heal, to comfort, to honor the gift of life with every breath we took.